shilling. When I think of the lollies I licked, and the licorice allsorts I picked, sherbet dabs, big and little, all that hard peanut brittle, my conscience gets horribly pricked. My mother, she told me no end. If you've got a tooth, you've got a friend. I was young then and careless. My toothbrush was hairless. I never had much time to spend. I showed them the toothpaste all right. I flashed it about late at night. But up and down brushing and poking and fussing didn't seem worth the time I could bite. If I'd known I was paving the way to cavities, hacks and decay, the murder of villains, injections and drillings, I'd have thrown all me sherbet away. So I lay in the old dentist's chair, and I gaze up his nose in despair, and his drilling too wide in his nose of mine, to amalgam he'll say for in there. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth, as they foamed in the waters beneath. But now comes the reckoning, it's me they are beckoning. Oh, I wish I looked after me teeth.
Oh, sorry.
No. Thank you very much.
Yes, we've got that on film.
We'll get James to get James.
Yeah.
Stay there, Rory. Sorry, you have to stay there.
There
Yeah,
you
it won't
go.
look like that in 5 minutes, will it?
No.
Right now.
1, 2, 3, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you. Ready? Go on. Go take it.
Very good.
You guys, did you get it? You have to be quick. Yes, I did.
That wasn't a nice kiss.
Did you get the?
Oh, you still get it up now. Oh,
You met up with your princess.
I'm with Liam and Bethany.
All right.
Hello, Uncle David. Wave to the camera.
all these Uncle Davids.
Too many of them.
Hello, Uncle David.
Don't forget.
Very good.
Very
You have
nice.
to get him off when
Excellent.
I wasn't smiling.
Wasn't it? Oh, right.
And James is still eating his food.
Well, say,
James, there.
just say red, red, wine.
Very good.
Are you on it, Rory? Are you on it? Rory. What is he on it? Is he on the picture?
I think so,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah, Rory's
Rory,
got to be
bang,
on it.
Liam. Rory's going to be Rory, come here. Go on, Rory. Rory's going to go to Canada. Hey, come on. What camera do we stare at?
Rory. Say cheese.
No.
Which camera do we stare at?
Rory. Say cheese. Liam. It's all right. That's good.
Can I see Rory?
Hardly anything in it. I think maybe Rebecca's got the edge. I'm not sure. I think it's got. Can Rebecca catch up? Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Very close. Caroline, well done. Oh, nothing in it at the minute. Very, very close. Could be anybody's. Come on, Andrew. Well done, Thomas. Just an unlucky slip there. And now we have intermediate 50 metres. And we're down to race 25.
James!
Come on, Fred! Well done!
Stage please, Eleanor Thurgood, Naomi Wakeman, Andrew Westball and Jason White. And our final group of youngsters receiving their Year 7 effort award this evening are Tessa Wilkes, Ashley Wood, Molly Yarwood and Sarah Young.
Go!
contain 12 bar blues with Mr. Parker.
Underway now then.
Hello, and my name is Bethany Westwell. This is my nan's cousin's husband, Eric. So, first question is, did you live in the country? Did you live in this country?
Yes, in Ipswich, Suffolk.
Okay. Were you made an evacuee?
No.
Did you have a job in the army?
Yes.
And what were you?
A military policeman.
How old were you when the war started?
19.
And finished?
25.
Did any of your family fight in the war?
Well, a brother-in-law and a cousin or two, yes, a few of them did, yes.
And were you scared?
Yes, at times I suppose we were, yes.
What was it like to know that war was so close to where you lived?
What? That the war was what?
So close to where you lived.
You were abroad, weren't you?
Well,
Switch off for a minute. And
I don't really know that I had any. We thought anything in that respect, really, not.
Tell her about you being abroad.
Well, yeah, because I was abroad, and
in what country?
North Africa, Sicily, and Italy. And
tell her what you.
I think we wondered then whether we would ever get home again. Yes, we did think that probably in that respect that we wondered whether we'd ever get back anymore. But I don't know that we were all together and we did pay too much attention to that sort of thing. So.
Okay. And how different is life nowadays?
How is life today? How is life these days? Well, life nowadays is certainly much easier in some respects, and certainly we are a wealthier race than we were in those days, because we were all very poor people in those days, and all the money was being spent on fighting and the army.
What were your feelings to the war?
Well, I didn't like the war. But when you used to read about it, you understood that it was a necessity that we did fight to preserve our own country.
Okay. And what were your senses about the war?
What were my
senses? So what could you hear and what could you smell?
You lost to it.
Well, we had bombing, of course. We had, and when in the army, we had shells being fired and guns being fired and generally, and of course I had problems with, I got my eardrums blown through shell fire, and I had problems with those, yes.
And did you miss your family?
Yes, oh yes, that was one big thing. You what we used to say, you got homesick, and that would occur after you'd been abroad several months. You'd have a longing to get back home, but you know, we were a load of fellas all together, and we sort of helped one another through those sort of things.
What was your hometown left like after the war?
Well, I can say a lot of it because I only went back for a short time, but certainly it was bombed. The dock area was bombed, and there was a lot of destruction in the buildings and that, but the character of the place hadn't altered very much.
And when you were on the boat, how that got bombed when you had to come home with your ears. When you had to come home to have your ears repaired, the boat got bombed, didn't it, that you were on as well, you know, things like that. If you want to know all about little things like that, don't you, dear?
And do you have any other information about the war?
Well, I can tell you that being over the desert, on the desert, was not always a pleasant experience, and there were times when we were scared that it was going to be the end of us, and certainly we were upset when we saw some of our friends were killed, and we did have the job now and again to put them in a temporary grave, and we did also have some fun between us, and so altogether really there was a long time, because that was about 6 years I was in the army, and it seemed a long while to be messing about. Well, really, in a way, I suppose, well, I wasn't killing people because I was a military policeman, but it seemed so sad to see some of the children, especially when I was in Italy. They were starving, and when we were in Sicily, I can remember this occasion where there was little children absolutely starving, and we gave them, because we were on rations, we gave them our rations very often, until in the end the army stopped us because they said we weren't getting enough food ourselves. And there was a lot of poverty and a lot of sad things that happened in the war, yes.
And did you have any injuries?
Did I have what?
And any injuries?
Well, yes, my ears, as I told you earlier on, they got damaged, and it finished up with me having to come home on a hospital ship and having an operation on them, and they, well, I lost one eardrum altogether over it, so that was it. Other than that, I didn't get other injuries, nothing at all. That was the only injuries I got.
Okay, and that's all the questions.
Oh.
And this is my Auntie Evelyn, my nan's cousin. Now, I have some questions. Where in the country did you live?
In Brentwood.
And were you made an evacuee?
No, I was too old.
And did you have a job in the army?
No, I didn't. I was just too young for the army and too old to be evacuated.
Okay. And how old were you when war started?
13.
And war finished?
Nearly 19.
Did any of your family fight in war?
Well, my father had been in the First World War. He was too old for this war. But he was a nursing sister during this war. And he used to have to give up some nights to go out and patrol the streets to make sure that the hospitals didn't get bombed.
Okay. Were you scared?
Yes. When we used to have to run down to the air raid shelters quickly because the planes were overhead at the time.
Okay. What was it like to know that war was so close to where you lived?
Well, it was close because if you stand at the bottom of Brentwood High Street, you can see London, and they were purposely making for London all the time. So we used to stand and watch a lot going there, and it was quite frightening to see it, yes.
And how different is life nowadays?
Oh, it's very much easier in a lot of ways because you have things like your television to watch and all sorts of things around you with your laptops. We didn't have any amusements like that. It was just the cinema. And as Uncle Eric told you, it was people were much poorer then and didn't have such nice things.
And what were your feelings about the war?
At the time, I think because I was probably about 15, and it was being in the air raid shelters. They were so damp and cold, and you had to be down them all night in the winter time. And we were thinking perhaps more about ourselves and if we were going to be safe and well. And it was a very worrying time.
And what was it like in your air raid shelter?
Oh, cold and wet. And every night we used to get so tired. We used to have to go down them. You just perhaps be having your dinner and you'd have to run out with that and take it with you, and in the snowy weather it was very damp. And I can remember my father put a little wooden door on our air raid shelter so that it would keep some of the draught and cold out, but it wasn't very pleasant at all.
Okay. And what were your senses about the war?
What were my feelings about it all? It was all very sad really, because we used to think also of the young German men that were doing their duty for their country, and it seemed sad that they were getting perhaps, damaged and the planes brought down and they were getting killed, and it was sad for our young men, but for all of them really.
And what were your emotions?
I think basically what I've just said, but we were all very pleased when it was over and we could get back to normal, but rationing went on for a long time. We had, all very small rations really. I mean, queuing, if you had your ration book with you and there are 3 people in the queue and you were 3, you might get the first 3 sausages and that was it, if you were lucky.
And what did you feel about the war?
I suppose it was necessary because Hitler wasn't a very nice man and he wanted to dominate every country. We didn't want him to do that with us, so we were pleased that we had men to fight and keep it safe for us.
And what was your hometown left like after the war had finished?
Well, it was in Brentwood and we lost Woolworths. The top of that was all burnt out and we had lots of incendiary bombs. We did have some ceilings down at home that were blown down. And we lost a few windows, but we were very lucky. So.
And the last question is, do you know anything else about the war? Any other information?
Well, basically we didn't go out a lot, and you only relied on what you heard on the radio. You didn't have television to watch the pictures, so you had to rely on what you heard on the radio, and you could only picture it in your mind what was going on, really. So,
and that's it, all the questions.
Thank you.